Are you going to thrift stores looking for books to sell on Amazon, but you're having a tough time finding items that are profitable? In this video, I'm going to talk about buying and selling books on Amazon, and I'm going to answer a viewer question from Ivan Durant. And the question goes, hey Rakin, great videos. There are a few thrift stores that we go to by our area, and at times they have tons of textbooks, nursing, law, etc. But they have no profit. Do you buy all textbooks and wait for the price to go up, or do you pass those by? Thanks. So this is a really great question, Ivan. You know, when it comes to determining what books to buy and sell, it doesn't come down to really my knowledge at the end of the day. As much as we think, we have the skill of learning what books to buy and sell and what niches, so on and so forth. Really, it ultimately comes down to what the app is telling us. So there's two apps that I'd recommend when scanning books, okay? One is free, one is paid. The paid one is much better, and I'll explain why. So Ivan, the free app is called the Amazon Seller app, and it's 100% free. And it's great because you can scan books and you'll learn about what the books are selling for, how many sellers, the rank, which is an indicator of how fast it'll sell for. But the issue is you actually have to go in and you have to analyze each listing. Every time you scan a book, you're gonna have to analyze it, and you're gonna have to have the knowledge of what's good and what's not good. Now, on the contrary, with another app, which is paid, it's called Scout IQ. I'll put a link to that down in the description. I like this app because when you scan a book, it'll actually make a noise and it'll tell you to buy or pass. And it'll actually show a color, green to buy or red to pass. And what you do is you actually go in and you set up what are known as your triggers. These are your rules based on how much profit you want, the sales rank you want to focus on, how long it takes to sell. They have a score called the E-score, which will tell you how many times that book is sold in the last 6 months, right? How many days a book is sold. So this is really great. And that's why I was saying before, Ivan, you don't really need to have the skill of knowing what books to buy and sell. You just scan all the books, and with Scout IQ, it'll literally tell you to pick or to pass. And you can enter in the cost of the book. You can enter in your shipping prices, all of that. So to go back to your question, now that I've put that out there on the forefront, you're asking, do you buy all textbooks and wait for the price to go up, or do you pass those by? So for the most part, I'm only going to be buying books that are profitable now. So I do utilize some online arbitrage sourcing where I go online and I buy from merchant sellers and sell FBA, and I use a resource called Keepa. It's a Chrome extension. You can put it onto your computer, and when you're looking at Amazon listings, it'll pull up a graph showing the ups and the downs of the actual price of the item. Okay, so when you download the Keepa chart, it'll show you the actual prices going up and down. So sometimes, I'm willing with certain textbooks to buy a book right now that's maybe not very profitable. Maybe I pay 20 online and it's selling for 40. Maybe I can make 6 or 7, but I noticed that during certain periods of the year, AKA textbook season, it might jump up to 60 or 70. So in those situations, if I'm at home and I've got the Chrome extension up and I'm able to do some more research, sometimes I'll invest in those books if they have a really good, predictable future, again, by using Keepa. Now, Scout IQ has an E-score, like I said, which shares how many times the book is sold over 6 months. They're pulling that information from the Keepa charts, essentially, right? So it's somewhat of the same information. So if you see, a book that's maybe only worth, $4 or $5 profit, you could actually go in and you can take a look at the E-score to see how often it's selling. And if it has a lot of sales over a 6-month period, and this is a popular textbook, sometimes it's worth doing some more research, and you can take a look at the competitors to see, okay, maybe the first person in line is selling for 30, the second is 45, the third is 60, and you see that this has a lot of sales, so maybe you can predict that book is going to jump up in price. But so for the most part, Ivan, I'm buying books that are profitable right now, especially at thrift stores. So download the apps, the Amazon Seller app, if it's, if you're on a budget, or Scout IQ, if you want to be able to make quicker, faster decisions, and if you really want to be able to scale your business. So I'll put a link down to Scout IQ down below in the comments. But yeah, for the most part, you go out, you scan, and remember, when you're scanning books and you're out there sourcing for books, 95% of books are not going to be profitable. Whoa, Steve, 95% of books aren't going to be profitable. Why in the world would I do it? Because you can scan through a ton of books really quickly. I'll also put a link to the Nadamoo Scanner, which is a handheld scanner that allows you to be able to scan books. I'll put a video on the screen of me scanning books. But essentially, you could scan through 500 to 1,000 books per hour if you're moving really, really quick. So, if you're able to scan through, let's just say 1,000 books in 2 hours, 10% of that is 100, 5% of that would be 50. So imagine if you found 50 books that were worth $5 to $10 each profit, you can see how that can have a very high ROI on your hourly rate. And then when you're selling books on Amazon, you're utilizing the FBA program, which is fulfillment by Amazon. So when you find all these books, you bring them home, you price them, you condition them, you ship them out in a box, and it's super, super cheap to ship because Amazon has partner discounts with UPS. So you ship them out, and then once Amazon has it, they pick it, package, ship it, deal with customer service, and you're done. So that's why I love books, is you're able to really utilize your time, not only on the front end by scanning books with Scout IQ or Amazon Seller app and the Nadamoo Mini Scanner. I'll put links below to all that so you can get started. But on the back end as well, in terms of fulfillment, customer service, dealing with refunds, all of that, Amazon does it all. So hopefully this answered your question, but ultimately at the end of the day, I'm buying books that are profitable now. I'm using Scout IQ. If I'm on my computer, I'll use some of the Keepa charts to see the price history, kind of like looking at like a stock chart and analyzing stuff. So with that being said, if you have any more questions, drop a comment down below. And if you want to learn more about selling books, I'll put a link to a webinar that we're going to be hosting on Sunday. So if you want to come and learn the 5 secrets to selling books, how to be able to build a $5,000 a month book business, I'm going to be there with one of my best friends, Avery. And he's done almost $1 million over the last year selling books. So see you there and talk soon. Bye.